Hey guys, so today is August 21st, 2023, and today I want to talk about getting back into running. For me personally, there was a stint between like end of July to literally last week where I just didn't run. About four-ish weeks of no running. There's all this other stuff going on. I was changing jobs, things were stressful. It was super hot and I didn't have time to run before work, and so making all these excuses, but I just did not run. And since I'm trying to do a marathon this year, I felt like maybe I'd be back at square one. Thankfully, as of last Wednesday, I got myself out of bed and went for a run. It was thankfully my new job starts at 8, and before I was starting at 6:30. So now I have time to run in the morning to beat that heat. And honestly, I can understand why tech bros seem so egotistical, because when you run in the morning and get 8 miles done prior to starting work, prior to people getting out of bed, you feel cool. You feel awesome. Especially for me, I get to run by the beach, well, the rocks, the shore. There's no real sand here, but it's a great feeling. Thankfully, I didn't really lose any distance, I guess. I didn't lose any energy. I mean, it was awkward starting again, but after the first 3 miles, I got back into the rhythm of it, thankfully. Today, I ran 8 miles, and thankfully my heart rate was much lower than it normally is. I know you should, target, like 140 to 150. My heart rate's always like 160 to 170, sometimes 180, depending on, how hilly the conditions are. And, it's, at least today, it was consistently around 155. And I hear that's, the heart rate you're supposed to go for if you're going for a marathon. But on the other side, usually getting to 155, I'm running pretty slow, which I don't know how to get better at unless I have to just keep running slow. But today I was doing pretty good in terms of speed and still keeping my heart rate low. And maybe it was just the cool air. I don't know. Maybe it was a recovery day. I did run like 3 days ago. Again, not very consistent, but I'm getting back into it. And, now that I think everybody else has left, this is the actual start of the video that I want to talk to you guys about. Hey guys, today is August 21st, 2023, and I'm a sad boy today. So, live context for you guys. There's this wonderful person in my life who I met a while back, and basically I knew they were gonna leave the country eventually, but went on a date with them. Thought, hey, maybe something could happen. They said, hey, probably nothing can happen. On that first date, we developed a friendship. We said we'd be friends. I suck at saying something and then, not following through on it. And, I started seeing things, being a hopeless romantic when they left. Way farther than I can drive, for sure. I was like, oh, well, maybe they'll come back and, everything can be all right. Before they left, I said, hey, if you didn't leave, could you see something happen, But they had to leave, so they did say yes. But again, they had commitments other places, and, I was just kind of hanging on to hope for that. But it's hard to move on, and it's hard to find love if you're attached. You're attached to someone, or the thought of someone, because again, you're not with them, so you're attached to that thought that something could happen. And as the new kids would say, I was down bad. And yeah, I mean, everybody was saying it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. And I always held out that chance that yes, this could happen, this would be the time and place, this is what stories are made out of. But for me, it was without getting too poetic, I guess, it was tearing me up inside, because I was like, well, I could wait, I could keep waiting. But the thing was, I wasn't telling them anything. I had told them, I liked them and all that stuff when they left, and how much I tried being friends, but there's that possibility. And I didn't necessarily just come out and get a firm answer of would they ever come back, would they not ever come back, could it possibly happen, could it not. And yeah, and so after lots of convincing, I decided, all right, let me get 100% answer, yes, no. Do we want to make it a thing? Do we want to do something radical, try something, or no? And the reason why I've been postponing it for so long is because if the situation ends up not happening, then it absolutely sucks. Because great friend, if you say something and then it just kind of ends the friendship, that absolutely sucks. And this person's just a wonderful person, and I don't want that. But if I don't get an answer, either I could be waiting forever for nothing, and I can't really necessarily pursue someone else if I'm thinking about that other person. And so today was that day. Today was that day. And as you can probably tell, it didn't pan out. But I made this video for records, just mainly for me, but for everybody else who might be in that similar situation. Hey, it will feel great, to not ask point blank and get an answer, because there's that hope, and for sure. But at the end of the day, you gotta ask. At least you gotta ask. You don't have to move on necessarily in sorry, let me rephrase that before it's taken out of context. You have to ask point blank and get an answer. What you do with that answer is up to you. But hopefully you can get that answer, and if it's not the best answer, you can move on from it. For me personally, it absolutely sucks. It tears me up. But again, I mean, it's like moving across it's moving to a whole different country to make things work. And I mean, I would do it. I would do it, but they gotta be on the same page if it's meant to be, Sheesh. Yeah. I'm not cutting. You're gonna see me cry. I'm gonna take a gander away from the screen real quick. I'm gonna breathe. We're gonna be good. Because that's what we do. Honestly, it sucks. It sucks, but thankfully there. Fuck. Let me compose myself. I sure got some tissues prior to going into this. Probably didn't see this coming if you made it this far, but yeah, it's it sucks. It sucks, bro. But you know what they say? It is what it is. It is what it is, guys. I'm gonna take it in stride, and roll with the punches, and we'll move on. You know, she's honestly a great person though, and she was very kind about responding in the best way possible. So that's all a man can hope for, I guess. But yeah, without further ado, I'm just gonna wrap it up and say, hey, moral of the story: start running. It takes your mind off a lot of things, makes you think about a lot of things. Um, the the theme of life, I would say, if I could give you a pointer on stuff, is you can be a hopeless romantic, and you can think about a lot of things, but you're gonna make a lot of regrets if you don't at least try and tell people how you feel. Um, no matter how hard it is to do that, you'll feel a whole lot better, even if it's very painful. And yeah, so this video is long-winded enough. Thank you for sticking around, hearing about my running journey. Everything that I did say in the beginning is true, but I try to make it slightly boring, so then everybody who isn't committed to watching this long video doesn't get to see the actual real story of today. So thank you guys for sticking around. Love you. Take care. Till tomorrow. Bye.